All right, Shalom. I want to start by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rochak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy upon the households of the hopeful elect. This is the brother Shema One from the Great Millstone Houston Church. In Salakia, mentioning the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, I also want to acknowledge their teachers, the men that taught them. 1 second. All right, so with that being said, I want to get into a quick lesson. Just been meditating on something that happened to me. It was a friend of my brother's, my actual brother, somebody that we grew up with, a childhood friend, but it's been years. And I guess him and my brother linked up. And whenever I was around my brother, the guy was there. But this guy I'm talking about, he was a pretty decent dude, in our childhood. But now this guy is a full-fledged devil worshiper, so to speak. He's a Issacharite or Northern Tribe guy. But he acknowledges, the left-hand side of things, and just an encounter with him just was on my spirit today, and now I'm bringing it out doing a lesson. So I pray this will be edifying unto the Lord's elect. But just a little backdrop. This dude, he thinks he's on a level because of how he gets dealt with on the left-hand side, according to what he was talking about. And, this nigga was saying some things I've never heard before. Just taking it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, knowing the scriptures and applying it to whatever this guy was trying to do. So, he was talking about how high he is on the left-hand side, how when he could look into mirrors and go into them and bugged out. I ain't even finna go deep into it, but this nigga was saying some crazy things. But at the same time, acknowledging what he was saying, because we understand the scriptures and how the Lord does allow, demons and devils to be upon certain individuals. So with that being said, man, I'm going to get right into it. Let me read this account just to get the definition of devils. Okay, this is Matthew chapter 8 and verse 28. And it says, and when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, and this is talking about Yahushua. Yahushua entered into this country, right? This place. So it says, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And, just a little insight, the guy, he was trying to promote his fierceness, in a way, talking about you don't want to fuck with me because, he's being dealt with like this and that. And just listening to what he was saying, and I really didn't feed into it. The only thing I said was I'm not scared of that. That moves nothing, because in my mind, I'm meditating on precepts. The Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power. And whatever level this nigga thought he was on, that's not compared to the level of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Whatever level you think you're on, them demons and them evil spirits that are in you, they fear the God that I fear. But anyway, let's get into it. This word devils, with which I just read in Matthew 8 and 28, just to get the understanding on what it actually is. the level that these devils or demons are on compared to Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. So this word devil, devils, is Strong's G 1139, and straight to the outline of biblical usage, it says to be under the power of a demon. And, mind you, this guy, he entertains left-hand side things. I don't know in depth of what he does, but he was boasting in the left-hand side, just, and I ain't gonna say randomly, because I don't, I understand that there's no such thing as a coincidence, or things don't just happen. It's all planned out through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. So what, I was met with this encounter of somebody that deals with the left-hand side, deals with unclean spirits and demons, and gives reverence unto them, as if that's what, energizes that man, But let me get the root word of this. So the root word is G 1142. Still going into the word devils. It says, straight to the point. On point A, it says an inferior deity. Then it says whether good or bad. But in this sense, the context of it is no good, is bad. But the point is an inferior deity in the New Testament, an evil spirit. So they're inferior deities. And that word inferior means lower in rank, lower in status, lower in quality, lower in position. So what he was trying to come at me with, according to the knowledge and the understanding of, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, that's he came with an approach of being so mighty and firm and not to be fucked with, so to speak. But in all actuality, what did the definition just say? An inferior deity. Something that's lower in rank, lower in authority, lower in position, lower in quality. So, and that's the mindset of these people who think they're on a level, dealing with, everything contrary to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. There's no true covering. There's no true power or strength on the maximal level of what matters besides Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Nothing else compares to that, So let me read this. Let me get a precept. This is Ephesians chapter 6. In verse 10, it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Yeah, the Lord's might, that power. And guess what? There's no inferior, attached to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Nothing inferior attached to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Nothing lower in rank, lower in position, lower in authority, lower in quality. Those words and those traits and those attributes are not attached to the Lord that we serve. So verse 11, it says, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. In going into the context of this scripture, that word devil, I believe, goes into a slanderer, something profane. But verse 12, here's the point. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So this is the fight. It's a spiritual battle. It's not carnal. And just meditating on the account that I had with this fucking idiot, thinking that he was on a level and had power and the strength to do, certain supernatural things, is just like, nigga, you have no clue of what you're entertained in. You're just possessed with devils and unclean spirits. As I started off in Matthew, the 8th chapter, just like those two men who were possessed under the rule of unclean spirits, of spirits that are inferior and lower in rank, lower in quality. That's all it is. But he was coming in a way to actually try to put fear in me. And I'm going to say him, but in all actuality, it was the demons that was in that guy. It was the unclean spirits that was in him, trying to get a reaction, trying to move me to fear. But I knew, now, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has all the authority over you, and you fear him. However many demons or unclean spirits that was in that character, they fear Yahweh Shai. They tremble at his presence, and they obey his voice. For instance, let me just read this account through. Let me go back. Matthew, I'll read it from my scriptures. 1 second. Matthew chapter 8. Matthew 8 and 28, and I'll just read it through and I'll close out. Matthew 8 and 28, it says, "And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two possessed with devils." And that word devils, the root goes into, what did I just read? Inferior deities, right? And that word inferior goes into something lower in rank, in position, So these men were possessed with devils, something that are not on the level compared to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Some on a lower level, right? So it says, there met him two possessed with devils coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And mind you, it said no man might pass by that way, but guess what? Yahweh Shai did. Because Yahweh Shai came in a different spirit. Yahweh Shai has authority over all of these devils and demons and unclean spirits. Yahweh Shai has authority over those things. He created them. That's why the next verse is going to explain itself. It says, verse 29, "And behold, they cried out," the devils, the unclean spirits, those inferior deities. "Behold, they cried out, saying, What have we to do with thee, Yahweh Shai, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time?" So, they're the ones raising the question. Verse 30, it says, "And there was a good way off from them an herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, Yahweh Shai, saying, If thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine." So who has the authority? Who's the superior? It's Yahweh Shai. And that's who we come, that's who we come in the name of. So if we come in the name of Yahweh Shai, and if we're underneath that umbrella, under that shadow, that shade, that covering, guess what? It's the same thing. The effect on the Lord's elect who come in the name of Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity, you have something to contest against these devils and these unclean spirits. And I'm saying that due from the account that I had because, not to get too into detail, but this nigga started talking about trying to put me to death, like saying he could kill me. Then I said, you can't do shit. I told him straight up, you can't do a motherfucking thing. I don't come I believe I told him, I said, I'm not moved by your words because I don't come with that same, vibration. I'm on a different one. I'm on a higher level than you. I believe I told him that. Then he kind of backed the fuck up. But trying to put that fear, and I knew it was a demon speaking through him, But not to ramble on or go too deep into it, but the nigga actually mentioned about he could put me to death, and it was like, no. I know what it is because reading these accounts and going into these words, it clarifies what we deal with, man. So let me finish this off. It says, verse 31 again, Matthew 8:31. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of the swine, showing you how Yahushua has the authority over these demons and devils, man, these unclean spirits, evil spirits. It says, and he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the water. So Yahushua had the authority, to tell them what to do. And they asked him, But yeah, I just wanted to get there, man. I was just meditating on that experience, just meditating on how everything is spiritual, But I went there. I prayed this was edifying to the Lord's elect. Again, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and also to their elders, the men that taught them. I pray the Lord have peace, blessings, and mercy.